I'm in the Hunan province, the birthplace of Mao Zedong, who was the founding father of the People's Republic of China. This is his home province. But we are here because I'm representing Kenya at the 25th FOCAC ministerial review session, which is chaired by China's foreign minister, Mr. Wang Yi. So it brings together the African nations under the Forum for African-China Partnership to review the progress since this initiative was put in place. And it involves about 10 different initiatives about the development between China and Africa. As people know, Kenyans in particular, we have one of the flagships projects, which is the Standard Gauge Railway, where we have partnered with China. And it's having a big impact in improving the transport of both people and cargo in the region. And it is our desire that we extend the SGR from Naivasha all the way to the Uganda border, so that it can help in improving our trade, inter-Africa trade, inter-regional trade for several countries. So this is one thing. The other thing that is of significance is that apart from bilateral issues, which we will continue to pursue, it is important for us to realize that this conversation or this review of the FOCAC is taking place amid a turbulent geopolitical environment. We are seeing tariff wars. Africa has been caught in this scenario. We have programs like the AGOA, which was providing for greater access for African commodities into the American market. That is likely to face some challenges going forward. So this is going to be an issue that we need to look at, so that we can review how to strengthen multilateralism, so that nations don't just operate unilaterally. We need to look at the need to partner globally and work together for the benefit of all humanity. So that becomes a major talking point within the context of the FOCAC. I'm happy to say that the pronouncement by Mr. Wang Yi on behalf of the government of China, People's Republic of China, to the effect that they want to accelerate granting of 100% access to commodities from African countries is a very, very critical policy decision for the continent of Africa. And I think it offers a ray of hope to many, because this will help African economies grow. But on the continent, what we need to do is to also critically look at how to strengthen the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, so that as much as we are looking at external markets away from the continent, we need to enhance the level of trade and integration amongst African nations themselves. This is absolutely critical, because in terms of percentage, the volume of trade that is intra-African is less than the percentage of trade that Africa has with external nations away, whether it is the European Union, whether it is Asia, China, and whether it is the Americas. One can see that there is a very, very big disparity. So we need to look at our own potential internally as Africa, our minerals, our infrastructure, our connectivity, both in terms of even communication, ICT, all this, how we can share our resources in terms of energy that is being produced. And so these are very, very key areas that I believe this forum continues to offer a critical platform, and that is why we respect the initiative from the People's Republic of China as a very significant initiative, and we can only encourage them to step up and continue on that trajectory. From the political and governance issues, critical resolutions were made, and the African continent also reaffirmed its support for the One China policy or principle. And that is something that is also very dear to the People's Republic of China, of wanting to bring everybody together. So we see this as a good moment to reflect. It's a mid-term process, and it's coming hot on the heels of the state visit that President William Ruto of Kenya made a few months ago on the invitation of President Xi Jinping of China, which was a great session and a successful session, but dwelt on a lot of bilateral issues for Kenya.
We are placed as an embassy based here in China, of course based out of Beijing, to have received an important guest from Kenya, His Excellency the Prime Cabinet Secretary from Kenya, who came to China primarily through the invitation of the Minister for Foreign Affairs of China, Mr. Wang He, to attend the follow-up coordinating committee of ministers of the FOCAC process, and also to attend the China-Africa economic trade exhibition, which also will take place from tomorrow. And we have had the opportunity to have him around. The visit of His Excellency the Prime Cabinet Secretary is actually a follow-up of the state visit of the President, Dr. William Ruto, when he made a state visit early this year, being the only African head of state to have been invited to make the state visit to China. A lot of outcomes were discussed, as we all aware, and it was put out to the public. Over 20 framework agreements were signed during the visit. And part of what the Prime Cabinet Secretary has come to do is a follow-up of the agreements which was reached between President Xi Jinping and President Ruto during the state visit. And that process has taken momentum. The implementation of the outcome of the FOCAC and the state visit is gaining momentum as far as implementation is concerned. Yes, tomorrow the Cabinet Secretary of Kenya for Trade, Investment and Industry will be joining the Prime Cabinet Secretary primarily to attend the exhibition. And this is also a follow-up of the framework agreement on the economic partnership framework agreement, which was signed during the state visit, of which China is, we are going to engage with China for Kenya's products, especially agricultural products, to get access to this country. That is going to be a major breakthrough for Kenya to reach an agreement with China on achieving zero tariff on all the products, especially the agricultural products coming to this country. As you all are aware, being a middle-income country, we don't enjoy the zero tariff which most LDCs have been enjoying. And this is a situation which has put our country in a very disadvantaged position, because our neighbors are still on the LDC category, which makes their products to access this market and any other market at zero tariff basis, and has made our products and goods to be a little bit uncompetitive. So our discussions and the frameworks which have been put in place owing to the state visit of the head of state of Kenya is going to be a major milestone, and it's going to be a major breakthrough so that we can equally make our products competitive in this market.
After the president's state visit, have you seen any investors who are interested to invest in Kenya from China?
Yes. Since when the state visit happened, the investment appetite for Chinese companies to visit and make investments in Kenya has phenomenally increased. We have had various delegations. We have facilitated very many companies, Chinese companies and enterprises who wish to start doing business in Kenya, start investing in Kenya, come through. And it has been quite overwhelming, because I think the state visit elicited a lot of excitement with the business community here that Kenya is ready for business, and that East African country is a gateway to the East and Central Africa region, and equally to the African region, owing to the positioning and the location where we are. And therefore, a lot of inquiries have reached us as an embassy, and we have facilitated. In fact, as we speak now, there are many other groups who are planning to leave this month and others next month to go and see for themselves the market in Kenya with the objective of investing. Quite a number also have just come back from Kenya. And so we are seeing a lot of excitement, and we are happy that the state visit is generating this kind of excitement.
Applies to the Agricultural Demonstration Center in 4 countries. Program and the hospitalship Peace Arc have offered the medical services to 12 African countries, have been implemented steadily, achieving the very tangible and practical results. Under the Partnership Action for the Mutually Learning Among Civilizations, in 2025, we had Uganda and Malawi. In the 3rd Global Digital Trade Expo, we held the
Tang went through these actions.
Confidence and with a partner like China by our side.